Most hockey players don't actually need to stretch their hip flexors to fix tightness. In fact, stretching it is the least effective long-term solution. A better solution is restoring the motion that tight hip flexors limit, and then training the hip flexors through a full range of motion. Why your hip flexors feel tight when playing hockey is that over time, the hip flexors will pull the pelvis into a more flexed position, also known as an anterior pelvic tilt. This does two things. It keeps the hip bones stuck in a flexed position, and it also limits your ability to have true hip extension. Yes, stretching hip flexors can put your hips into a more extended position, but the problem is it doesn't teach our body to actively move into an end range of motion through our hips and an ability to produce force through our hips. Before stretching anything, we need to regain hip extension, and this is how we do it. We're going to regain hip extension. You're going to lay on the ground with one foot on the wall. The foot contacts are the heel, the big toe, and the pinky toe. Gently press your leg into the wall as you peel your lower back off the ground. This is going to push your pelvis and your hip into extension, bringing everything backwards underneath you. After 5 or 6 breaths in this position, you're going to switch legs and you're going to do it the opposite side. This will then reduce anterior hip stress, taking that hip out of a flexed position. Just because the hip flexors are tight doesn't mean that they're strong. So the second phase of this exercise is strengthening your hip flexors now that we have that space to move into. Grab a band, tie a knot, and put it on the lower portion of a door. Now tie the band around your ankle. Walk forwards enough to feel length in a stretch through the front of your thigh. Make sure your lower back isn't arching. Putting a chair in front of you for added support, pull the knee straight up towards your chest. Stop bringing your knee up towards your chest when you feel like you have to crunch your stomach. This trains your hip flexors to decelerate your hip extension and to accelerate into flexion. You want to do around 5 to 10 repetitions of 2 sets per leg.